Well, is Donald Trump going to go to jail? Inquiring minds want to know. Judge Merchan expanded his gag order. This is the election interference / pay off the porn stars trial that's going to happen, and it's a criminal trial. This is a you might go to jail trial, not a you may have to pay a fine trial, although there could be a fine as well, in New York City, that Alvin Bragg is bringing before Judge Merchan. Trump, of course, was attacking Judge Merchan's daughter, his 30-year-old adult daughter, for working for an organization that provides some services to Democrats, God forbid. And so Judge Merchan expanded his gag order saying, you shall not attack any member of this court, with the exception of the prosecutor and the judge. He didn't name them himself or Bragg, or any of their family members. So yesterday afternoon, Donald Trump reposted a blog entry by MAGA diehard Laura Loomer, alleging that Juan Merchan's wife, Lauren Merchan, worked for the district attorney, the attorney general for the state of New York, Letitia James. The quote, what was published, the headline was, "More of Judge Merchan's anti-Trump bias exposed as New York AG Letitia James employed Merchan's wife and the Democrat Attorneys General Association paid Lauren Merchan's Authentic Campaigns Company." So bingo, he's naming both the judge's wife and his daughter. And he did this yesterday. Now, after the gag order was expanded, he's begging to be thrown in jail. He's just begging for it. Now, my guess is that Judge Merchan is not going to issue a bench order. He's not going to sit there and say, okay, marshals, go find Donald Trump and drag him back here and we're going to throw his butt in jail. It's not going to play out like that. The way it's going to play out is that when the trial starts in a week and a half, Donald Trump has to be there. On his civil trials, he didn't have to show up. Like the E. Jean Carroll case, the first one, he never even showed up. He just figured his lawyers would take care of it, and he ended up owing her $5 million. So when he appealed, he definitely showed up, and then he ended up owing her $83 million, right? But that was a civil trial. You don't have to show up for a civil trial. You can have your lawyers represent you, because there's no possibility that at the end of the trial, when the judge says you're guilty and you're going to jail, that you're going to get hauled off to jail. In a civil trial, there is no jail. But in a criminal trial, jail is the principal outcome, or the most common, or one of the more common outcomes. And so you have to be there, because, you may get dragged off to jail at the end of the trial. And so Trump is going to have to show up. And if he behaves in this trial the way that he has behaved in some of his previous court cases, I think it's possible that Judge Merchan will say, Mr. Trump, get yourself under control, or say to his lawyers, and if he persists, and he probably will, the judge will say, okay, off to the cage with you. You get a day or a week or a month or whatever, up to, contempt of court is up to a month in jail, in the clink. Laura Loomer is citing public records in this claim that Laura Merchan was employed by Letitia James from 2009 to 2022. I don't know if she was or not, but I don't think it makes any difference. The judge is the judge, and Donald Trump committed the crime. He's trying to say, you need to just end the case altogether. And if that doesn't work, you need to recuse yourself. And I'm telling you, neither one of those two things is going to happen. Judge Merchan is not putting up with any more of this. He's over it. Speaking of Donald Trump and his legal troubles, I don't know if you caught this. It sort of made the news. It's not a big deal, frankly, but it's one of those interesting stories. Donald Trump got this this California billionaire who does loans to people who are buying used cars, got him to put up the $175 million bond so that he could appeal his conviction for fraud in New York State, the Letitia James prosecution. And what's interesting is that if you look this bond posting up online, the New York State says that it was returned for correction, that they didn't file it right. The main thing that they failed to do was attach a financial statement. Now, a lot of people thought that that was a financial statement by Trump. Apparently what they're looking for is a financial statement from the bond provider. In other words, here's proof that we can actually follow through on this bond. So I find that interesting. You know, Knight Specialty Insurance Company, that they're sufficiently capitalized and that they're authorized to post the bond. So apparently they haven't done that. My guess is, though, that everything will be fine for Donald with regard to this. And although we still don't know what fee he paid or who co-signed or what properties he put up as collateral, if any. This guy is a major donor to Donald Trump as well. And so, you know, we just don't know. But I'm guessing that this is a paperwork snafu more than anything else, and they're going to fix it.